In the upper Midwest, midwinter ice cover pushes panfish from the last remaining patches of green weeds to roam the seemingly featureless basins of lakes. Finding these fish can sometimes be a daunting task. On today's show, Jason Mitchell and Ice Team Pro Tony Mariotti show us what they look for when trying to locate midwinter panfish.
Name of the game today, we're just going to try to find fish. You know, we've fished this lake before and have done well out here, but you know, we've been looking at the map. We've been just trying to find different areas on this lake to try to find fish. And so basically, we're just drilling a lot of holes. And we always joke, you know, when it comes to ice fishing, you can't troll on top of the ice. You're trying to find fish in either an 8 or 6 inch hole, and that can be tough some days. And so I'm just drilling a lot of holes, and Tony's just coming in behind me with the Vexlar. We're not going to even fish until we mark them. And tell you, with 2 people, we can tag team these fish, and you know, one person carry the auger, one person carry the electronics. Can be a lot easier to find fish.
Jason, here's that Christmas tree we've been looking for.
Got them over there?
Yeah, a lot of fish down there right now.
All right.
There we go.
Got one, Tony?
Yeah, first drop down.
All right.
A little hole behind here. You know, by moving around, and this feels like a good fish. There you go. First drop.
Tony. Wow, that's a way to start out the day. That's the first fish of the day?
You know, by drilling all those holes, and well, we've had a lot of holes that were empty with no fish.
Well, you hollered at me, you said, I'm marking a bunch here. I didn't know that they're that big. I'm gonna go grab a rod. That's a beautiful fish. Look at that.
Man.
Yeah, it must have been a cormorant or a pike or something. Got that fish.
I want to get down. It's still lit up down there.
All right, we found them.
Yeah. You know, really the key has been, we're just out looking in this basin and looking for these mud humps. There's different humps out here, and if we can find areas that it seems like goes from a softer mud bottom to a harder mud bottom, these fish are really moving along it, and that's what we just came across here. And the fish are here, they're hungry. Now it's just a matter of trying to stay on them long enough to enjoy getting a few here. Oh. Here comes one. There he is. That's a good one. That's fighting. Oh, dandy crappie. Dandy. Wow. That's an absolute tank of a crappie.
That's a nice one there, Tony.
You know, this one too, right on the edge of that mud, right at the transition point. And these fish are obviously feeding on invertebrates and all the bugs and things that are in there. And we're able to use a small little bomb spoon, get down to them quickly, and tipping it with some either spikes or waxworms. And here we go. You know, Jason, these spoons really allow you to get down there quick with that heavy weight on them, and definitely makes you fish a lot faster.
Yeah.
Clam Pro Tackle's bomb spoon works particularly well for deep schooling panfish. The bomb spoon gets you back down quickly. Fish is small and shows up well on flashers, making it an effective option, especially in deep water situations. Jason Mitchell Outdoors will be back after this.
Come on. You know, I've got one screaming up. Watch him come. Whoa, I knew he was gonna bite.
Got a digger here.
Yeah.
Oh, he got off the bottom of the hole.
Oh. Little guy, but he came from a long ways down.
Looks like a good one, Tony. Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah. Look at this. Big old sunfish. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that a beauty? Big old sunfish. That's a big sunfish there. Look at the fish. Oh yeah, it's crappie. Come here. Put my thumb in her mouth. There. Lots of fish. We drilled so many holes, we dropped a transducer down so many holes where there was no fish. But we've definitely got them below us here.
Located just east of Fargo, North Dakota, western Minnesota's Detroit Lakes area is home to some of the finest pan fishing in the upper Midwest. And with hundreds of lakes to fish, ice anglers have plenty of water to explore.
You look at structure, you look at especially basins, where typically you're gonna have a soft bottom, you're gonna have a mud bottom, and a lot of times, you look at midwinter, these panfish are gonna suspend over those locations. But one of my favorite spots to look for, besides your typical basin patterns, is if you can find any type of hump or point, any type of structure that comes out of that basin that also has a soft bottom. A lot of times when you look at structure, you're going to get a firmer bottom, a harder bottom. And while those locations might be great walleye spots, the panfish especially really seem to like that softer bottom. And I think what it is you get over the basin, it's going to be really soft, almost like a silt muck mud. And you get up on the structure and that mud will get firmer, it'll get stickier and gooier. And when you look at these invertebrates that burrow into the mud, if it's not sticky and gooey enough, they can't tunnel into the mud where it basically closes in on them. And so you'll see that a lot, where you get that right type of bottom consistency. You're gonna have a lot more bugs and a lot more panfish. Look at that. Pulling out drag. Look at that fish just digging. Put your transducer on the wall here. Oh wow, oh wow. Look at there, another gorgeous sunfish. Look at that. Isn't that just a gorgeous fish? Fish fought like a boxer. There. Get that hook out. Isn't that cool? But look at this hole. Look at this little spot here. Just a little bit of a bump coming off the basin, and we've got green sunfish, crappies, bluegills, pumpkin seeds. You just never know. Everything that likes to eat bugs, that likes to eat those invertebrates, is keying in on this location. It's more bait here, but I'm just using a little tiny spoon. This is called the bomb spoon. And probably the advantage of this lure is that there's nothing to it. It's just a heavy lead weight that drops through the water fast. It's just a fast way to get a little treble hook in a deep water fast.
I think I'm going to check out some of these other holes. We got enough close by that
yeah.
I'm going to try to find some of the bigger fish. Only one big mark. One big mark and I'll set up on it. Oh, yeah, he felt like a good one. Oh, dandy bluegill. Jay, I stopped here and I saw one good mark and dropped down, and here was the good mark
I
waiting.
thought for sure you're gonna catch a big pike.
Absolutely inhaled.
That's
that
what I was
bomb
waiting
spoon.
for.
Try to get right back down. There's still one more high mark up there. You know, today it really seems that these bigger fish have been sitting up a little higher in the water column than the smaller fish. If you can try to make little things like that you can decipher, it can make your day go a lot better for size fish. And we have a lot of fish down there at times, but when we get these fish that are hanging, you know, 8-9 feet down, they seem to be the bigger ones. I don't know what they're feeding on, but hopefully it's my spoon.
Good fish. Some of these fish, oh yeah, over here, look at there, look at this one. Look at that, that's a long fish. That bluegill. Dandy. Get my pliers out.
Oh, there's a dandy here too. Wow, he's fighting. Oh, dandy crappie. Whoa, and he got away, jeez.
Wax reel, look at that, that's just a gorgeous fish. Nice big fish. I'll look that fish back. You know, you look at deep water, and especially, you know, these fish they've been following it up. The big fish have been on top of the school, but I tell you what, I've had it happen many times a day where if I didn't have, see how many wax worms I've got on there, if I don't have 2 or 3 big fat wax worms on there, I'm just not getting bit. If I have just spikes on there, they're just not coming up and eating. I think what it is, wax worms, is, you know, there's a lot of scent with the wax worms, so on a tougher bite, you know, I think the wax worms, they just have a smell that the fish like, or a taste. But the bad thing about wax worms, they come off a lot easier than spikes, and so they both have their time and place. But the nice thing about like that bomb spoon is that, the thing I like about it with a bite like this is that small treble hook is that no matter how that spoon's turning, no matter what way that fish comes up and eats, there's a hook facing towards the fish. Where if you get a single hook lure or a single hook spoon, a lot of times the fish will grab it and the hook is facing the wrong direction. Now the downfall of a treble hook is when you get on a really good bite, as you just saw right there, I had to take my pliers out, unhook that fish, and so it takes longer to get unhooked and takes longer to get back down. And so on your best bites, by far, a single hook spoon, and on your tougher bites, that treble.
Feels like a good one. There he is. There's another one of those high flyers. Absolutely inhaled that bomb spoon.
Over the last couple of years, I've had a lot of emails. People have had a lot of questions over just these new electric augers. And Clam has a pretty neat system where you have a drill plate, where basically you take just a cordless drill. Basically, it attaches a trigger assembly onto the drill, where you can just use a cordless drill from home. I'm also using a K-drill flighting, which has a carbide bit, which is a very, very good cutting edge. It drill on all kinds of different surfaces as far as ice conditions, and never gets dull. And so that combination is pretty good. But the whole key is where the electric drills really shine is whenever you're fishing panfish, and you need to drill a 6-inch hole or an 8-inch hole, and you're dealing with, say, less than 16 inches of ice. That is where these shine, and the reason being is that they're so light. You just pull the trigger and go, and it's surprising. I think what surprises many anglers is just how many holes you can drill off of a battery. With an 8-inch flighting, typically with say 8 to 12 inches of ice, I can drill 50 holes. You can really drill a lot of holes and drill them easily with an electric auger.
You know, another thing that we've really done a lot of today is we're using that spring bobber rod. You know, I've always been a big fan of the meat stick with that sanded down fiberglass tip, but this spring bobber allows you to get lighter bite detection. And I mean, I can just, oh, here comes a fish. I can just watch that little green button. And for sunfish or these bluegills, you know, all of a sudden I just see them pull it down, and like that, I've got the hook set. Another thing that it's really nice for is some of these big crappies, they're coming up and they're hitting it inverted. They're hitting it straight up, and I can actually see that there. I can see that tip actually lift up, and I know to set the hook. Wow. Wow. Look at that thing. An absolute toad. And there's still a few more down there roaming around. I still have fish down there, so I'm gonna let this one go. Wow, that is a dandy.
From our base camp in Devils Lake, North Dakota, we travel the whole Midwest looking for the best fishing bites. If you like real-time fish reports, find out what bodies of water that we're fishing, just to find the general patterns and techniques that we're using, give us a like on Facebook and hit the road with Jason Mitchell Outdoors.
There we go. Oh. Oh, jeez. Oh, another tank of a bluegill. Just a giant. All 3 treble hooks in his mouth. I mean, they're just flying up and smoking that thing.
Oh, come here, girl. Took her deep. You can see right behind me, you know, there's so many permanent houses out over this basin, and you know, you take a lot of lakes. Not every lake has these types of structures. It's actually almost kind of unusual, I would say. You know, a lot of the lakes that I've fished here in northern Minnesota and western Minnesota, you know, maybe 30% of the lakes might have these types of spots where you have structure coming up out of that basin that's not hard bottom. That's oh, that was a bit like a crappie. It's got that gooey, hard muck bottom consistency. Come on. There, got him. Oh, there. Look at that. Dig, dig, dig. Oh yeah, another nice crappie. Got him there too? Oh yeah.
There we go. Oh, dandy fish. Dandy. Oh, it's gill or crappie. It's hitting like it. Oh, it's a darn nice gill. Big gill. And those fins, when they're that tall, boy, you know that that's a big fish.
It's a big fish here. That fish was high. Oh, wow. Wow. Look at that. Look at this. I gotta get the transducer out here. Look at that fish. Gorgeous fish. Look at the. Oh, look at that. You know, we've caught a lot of fish today. It's just classic running and gunning fishing. You know, you just tag team them. Come out here with a friend. One guy drill, one guy check. And if you check enough holes, this is what you're gonna find right there. Beautiful fish.
Jason Mitchell Outdoors has been brought to you by Shields, Crestliner Boats, Clam, Vexillar, Ice Armor, Salmo, Cooper Chevrolet, and Jason Mitchell Elite Series rods. Closed captioning provided by Woodland Resort.
To find out more information on Jason Mitchell Outdoors, make their official webpage one of your favorite pages. Find out upcoming show schedules and air times, along with past shows, article and product reviews at jasonmitchelloutdoors.com. Great information on the outdoors is just one click away.